Oh, welcome, welcome. So, you want to see some villagers do the nasty? I understand. I really do. But ever since the recent updates, we can't shove a bunch of villagers into a one by one hole and expect them to survive because they start suffocating each other. It's like Mojang is saying we can have sex holes, they just have to be a little bit bigger. And I'm okay with that. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this villager breeder fits inside of an 11 by 11 by 12 high area, and it is theoretically infinite. I mean, this thing can technically go forever as long as you let it run. And it basically has two modes. It has the seed mode, quote unquote, and the breed mode. So basically, during seed mode, the villagers would get locked in this 3 by 3 space so that they are forced to breed, and any villagers that are like bred, like this little baby guy here, little baby nitwit, is going to stay inside this 3 by 3 area. In breed mode, the villagers are unlocked, released, and any baby villagers are able to find their way to the edges here where they can fall through and be captured. See, oh, they're going to start getting nudged there. And we can start collecting them and using them for whatever we need down here, whether it be for cartographers or for trading, whatever it is really. And I should say that up here there is also a villager that kind of acts as the root villager for this entire system, and he is just stuck inside of a minecart here so he doesn't open the doors and run off. Alrighty, so here on my screen is all the resources you're going to need to build this bad boy, and you can just go ahead and take a screenshot of that or pause the video, whatever you got to do. Get your materials ready and we can get started. Alright, first and foremost, I want to start off by saying that if you're going to be building this, make sure you build it 70 blocks away at least from any iron farm or other breeder or anywhere where you actually have wooden doors, because any wooden doors might interfere with the breeder, make the villagers think that the village is larger than it is, and you could have some real issues. So just make sure you go a little ways away from any of your wooden doors before you build this. Okay, so we're going to start this build off by laying out a 3 by 3 grid of dirt, just like that, and from here we're basically going to add some blocks underneath it and diagonally, like so. And now you got to pick a corner where you're going to want to collect them. So I usually just go with any random corner because it doesn't really matter. Now what we're going to do is build up the walls and the sides a little bit, just to contain the water, make sure it doesn't spill while we're working here. Okay. We can go ahead and place our water bucket directly diagonally of wherever we want to collect our villagers. Now what we're going to want to do is, at the end of every one of these segments, just place one more block, like so. Alright, now what we want to do is grab our sticky pistons, and we're going to put them just behind this row of blocks that we have right here. And you want them to be facing inwards towards the actual farm itself. Once you've placed those sticky pistons, we're going to want to place some transparent blocks in front of these pistons here. If you want it to be seamless, you can use stairs like this, upside down stairs, and then from the front it'll be seamless. We need to use transparent blocks here because we don't want to kill our villagers. We don't want these pistons to actually be in a crushing machine. We just want it to hold them in. So using stairs will make sure that it won't suffocate them. You could also use a block like glass or glowstone. I'm going to go ahead and use some glowstone here as well, just so that we don't have to light the inside up afterwards. Kind of takes care of our lighting as well. Okay, now what we can do is put one more layer of stone bricks or whatever your building material is, just on the top like this. And now it's time for our glass panes. So you're going to need 16 glass panes, and you're going to place them just along the inside, like so. Alright. The reason we do this is because when the villager breeder is open, we now actually technically have a 4x4 space. Even though they're only standing on a 3x3, this is technically a 4x4 hitbox because the hitboxes for these are only half the size of a block. So if you count the half block here and half block here, you actually get an extra block on either side. So if you consider 4x4 versus, you know, just a 3x3 hitbox, you're getting a lot more space for villagers, and your max growth, because you can only have 24 mobs in a 1x1 space now before suffocating. So in a 3x3 pen like this, or now 4x4, you can have a lot more mobs before they start to suffocate, and that's why we do that. Okay, now it's time to place some blocks just behind these pistons here. And we can go ahead and place some redstone on these blocks. Now what you want to do is extend this block outwards and start to bring it over here. And one block before it, you're just going to put a block like that. This is just going to save us a piece of redstone. And it's also going to make sure that we don't create a clock. Okay, so you don't have to do it on all four sides. You can pick one side to leave it open. Probably actually a better idea to use the side that has the extraction point, so we can use this area to bring them out if we wanted to. Alright, now it's time to take the rest of your redstone and just start feeding it over and put a repeater into each of these blocks. And the redstone is pretty much done. Alright, before we can close this off, we want to till the soil here and plant whatever plant you want. You could use carrots, potatoes, beetroots don't work, but carrots and potatoes are my favorite because if you use wheat, there's more stages of growth before the wheat is fully grown, whereas potatoes and carrots grow relatively fast, so there's more of a chance that you could get some breeding. So now I'm pretty much just going to block off the top here and fill this in with some glass so we can look down on our villagers and see how they're doing. And ideally, you know, you'd build this at ground level and just dig down 4 blocks so that this would be seamless in the ground and you'd be looking down at it. Now what we're going to do is from this center block here, pardon me, go up 4 blocks and delete these first 3 and create a little 3x3 platform here. And go up another 2 blocks, and on this third one create another 3x3 platform, just like that. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place our doors on the inside faces of these blocks, like so. Let me in. And then on the outside face of these blocks, and again on the inside face of these blocks, like so. Okay, now we can get in here, and ideally, you know, you'd have your 3 villagers that you have converted or found from a village that you'd bring over here, but this guy needs to be inside of a minecart. No, there we go. This is to make sure that he doesn't open these doors, because as soon as we get villagers down there, if he wasn't in this minecart, he would want to go be with them, and so he would just try and escape. So we need to put him in a minecart there, just to make sure he doesn't escape. And the farm is pretty much good to go. All we gotta do is get some villagers inside of this this pit here, this little sex hole. I shouldn't call it that. I'm going to get banned from YouTube. And as soon as we want to, you know, get more villagers to actually breed with, we can just close it up. They'll start breeding. You'll get more villagers in this center pit. And the more villagers you have in there, the more villagers you will get from this pit when you just let it breed, let it do its thing. So a couple of things to note with this farm. Number 1, these blocks up here have to be directly touched by sunlight. Otherwise this won't work. For the villagers to count this as a house or a village, these doors need to be, the blocks directly above the doors need to be directly in touch with sunlight, so do keep that in mind. If you're curious to know the mechanics behind this farm and how it actually works, you go ahead and check out Nicholas Bloko's video. That's the video I watched to get all the crazy information that I needed to create my farm. He's got a lot of really useful information in his video, and he talks about all of the mechanics, or new mechanics of the villagers, and everything you need to know about breeding villagers. So big thanks to him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have realized all these useful mechanics that you can take advantage of to make yourself a nice breeder like this. So big thanks to him. If you're having trouble getting your villager in your hole, you can always put a boat in your hand, get in the boat, and then basically get it close enough where you can push it and he'll fall in, or just break the boat with him over it. But it's easy to do it both ways. Like this. Oh no! Okay. So just to show you guys that this does work, this is a version I built on my on a vanilla server, and I didn't do it as fancy. You can just see I'm using placeholder glass blocks to get more seed villagers, but this totally works. It's the same design, and you know, it's working. I have way more than 8 villagers, which is way more than the mechanics should allow. So this thing should breed indefinitely, theoretically. Stoked. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you like this video and you want to see more stuff like this, go ahead and click that that subscribe button. I think it's somewhere down over there. And if you found this video useful, you know, make sure you tap that like button down there, because that really helps me out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye.